How y'all doing? Yesterday I talked about neurodivergence and how sometimes we can be effed up people. Yes, not all neurodivergent people are super kind, super nice, super caring, are on the right side of history, believe the right things, so on and so forth. There's a lot of neurodivergent people that have been caught up in the same things as anyone else when it comes to patriarchy, when it comes to, xenophobia, racism, homophobia, so on and so forth. That environment that they grew up in, the environment they're around, the stuff that they shove into their mind and stuff, all that stuff can make a huge difference. If you fill a pot with shit's gonna come out of it. If you fill a pot with gold's gonna come out of it. If you fill a pot with the greatest, awesomest food, I'm gonna eat that greatest, awesomest food. That's a joke I had to put in there. But seriously, you get where I'm coming from and stuff. It comes down to what we put inside of ourselves. Am I perfect all the time? Am I nice and kind all the time and stuff? All the time? No. Of course not. I'm a human being. I got my own issues. I can get upset over things. Things can get on my nerves. One of the things that really sets me off is when I'm minding my business, doing nothing, not bothering anyone, so on and so forth, and someone F's with me. That's one of those things. It's like that flick switch and stuff where it's like, listen, if I'm just minding my business, I'm doing my due, I have nothing to do with you. I'm just here, living, not in anyone's way, so on and so forth, and now you're gonna start crap with me and stuff. I just don't like that, and I don't like witnessing that either. I don't like people, bullies and stuff like that, where people see someone and they just sense or think that they're weaker and stuff, and they just try to attack on that. I'll tell you, in my life, I have been in a lot of fights. I've been involved with a lot of, messes in my past and everything like that, but the one thing I can definitely be proud of and say that in fights and so on and so forth, I never fought people smaller than me. I never picked on anyone smaller than me. Anyone I ever got in fights with and stuff were always bigger and stronger than me, because that is, to me, was an accomplishment. Fighting someone, beating someone that's weaker or stronger than you, that is not an accomplishment at all. How could it be? When you're fighting someone and you beat someone that's bigger and stronger than you, that to me is an accomplishment. So I never punch down. I do not like to punch down, whether it's in word, whether it's in actions and stuff. I look at punching up. I'm going to punch up and stuff like that. And I think that's what we should be. I see so many bullies. I see so many people, like I said, they stumble upon someone and they just think they're weaker, especially, with us neurodivergents, because although we can be effed up people at times and stuff, a lot of times we're just calm, quiet in the background, kind of give this meek kind of appearance and stuff like that, which kind of hides a lot of that what's actually in us, which a lot of us have a lot of rage for how we've been treated in our life and stuff, and misunderstood and misrepresented and stuff. So a lot of us are carrying a lot of rage inside there that you really don't want to open that Pandora's box of. But people see us sometimes as weaker and stuff, and they try to pick on us and stuff, and I've never liked that. I can tell you this, my entire life, friends that I've had 20, 30, 40 years ago and stuff can tell you, whenever someone bigger tried to pick on someone, I was always the first person to step up. So again, that doesn't mean I'm a super good, kind person all the time, because I've done a bunch of effed up stuff in my own life. I've made my mistakes. I've done a lot of stuff that I regret. Not necessarily because of where I'm at in life, because where I'm at is fine, and all these things played pieces to that and stuff, but I just regret the harm that I may have caused people in the past as well and stuff. So just another glimpse into reality of being neurodivergent, reality of being a human being on this planet. So, but anyways, have an awesome Wednesday. You're an awesome, amazing human being, and I love you so much. Peace out and bye.